AI is taking over once again. New journalism app Curio apparently is now about to start creating personalized episodes using AI. So, from the article, I should be able to pop into Curio, ask a question, and then Curio using AI will create an entire podcast episode for me. This sounds phenomenal. I've recently at home been complaining about podcasts because you hear like about the person's life, it's a bunch of banter. Maybe there's a story that might be cool, might not. Next thing you know, you've wasted an hour and a half and got like one nugget. I used to be big on podcasts, and that's just trailed off. But I feel like I can get into it if the information was more streamlined, better, and just very, very straight to the point. And it sounds like Curio should be able to do that. One of the downsides of just using AI for things is that sometimes AI will give you hallucinations. It'll say something is true when it is obviously not. Also, another downside is AI doesn't always have the most up to date information. People have to give data to AI to use, and that training the AI takes a while. So, how is this AI supposed to have good stuff to be able to break the news in the same way that journalists could? Well, Curio apparently was trained from like actual big newspapers. So, one of the articles that I was reading about Curio basically says that the data that was used, that was provided to Curio, comes from like all the big names: Wall Street Journal, The Guardian, The Atlantic, The Washington Post, Bloomberg, New York magazines, and others. We're just going to assume others is like other big names, but like how many big names do you need to put in one paragraph? This is legit. So, what we're going to do today is jump into Curio and see what kind of cool stuff can we get. I have two prompts that I'm interested in looking through, giving to Curio today. Those prompts are: first, what is the impact AI will have on the labor market, right? We all know that AI is coming. It's coming in hot and heavy very fast. What are we going to do about that? What's going to happen to us? What's going to happen to our jobs? Will we be employable? Will we be replaced? What's going to happen? And also, the 2023 Writers Guild of America strike. So there's been a strike. The writers for biggest movies, biggest streaming platforms have basically said, "Screw you guys, pay us more." They have a list of grievances. But to be honest, I am highly interested, want to support, don't know how, don't know what's going on, struggle to keep up because it's like an everyday kind of thing. It's been going on for a while now, and while it was covered heavily, so heavily that it even crossed my path maybe a month ago or something. Information travels fast. It could have been a week ago and I don't remember. Anyway, I want an update. So those are the two things I want to give to Curio to see what are we gonna get as a result. Okay, first of all, love the landing page for this. The best journalism narrated. Very cute, super hot. We're gonna start the 7-day free trial, but let's just pop in and take a look at the plans. Get the best of 30 plus publications for the price of one. 16 bucks a month if you do annual, or 25 bucks a month if you do monthly. Okay, cool. You got no ads. You get the curated and personalized blank. I guess that curated and personalized information, maybe unlimited downloads and bookmarks, unlimited content and devices. Everything sounds great. The price point is pretty reasonable if we love it, right? If you love it, you love getting the curated information, it sounds pretty reasonable. Why not? Okay, due today, nothing. If you do not cancel in 7 days, you will pay $199. So we gotta like really keep our eye on this one. Okay. Once you kind of put in your credit card details, the first thing you see is, do you want to go for the app or do you want to do web? I'm going to do web here just because I'm on my laptop for this kind of walkthrough with you, but I imagine that the app is probably just as amazing.
Okay. One of the main things that these articles have said is that AI will be able to curate something for you. So I see a lot of things, but I'm really looking for where can I ask the question and get the AI to curate something cool for me. Looks like there's a lot of other features, things that can be read aloud to you, but we know what we came here for. We ain't come here for all this. That article wasn't saying all that. We are here for the AI functionality. Where is it? Boom. Curio AI. Love the button. Very intuitive. Easy to find. Love it. Oh, it's asking me my name. How nice. I appreciate, we're not jumping into the hard hitting heavy stuff. We're starting off very light. You actually care. I'm going to say Wondersphere AI. Oh, look at that. Hi, Wondersphere. I am Rio, your Curio AI host. What would you like to hear about? Okay, we have a few limitations here. Let's take a look. Like Curio, Rio doesn't provide breaking news. We focus on in-depth news. Okay, so it still has that kind of limitation, which makes sense. You have to provide data to the AI. And providing the data, giving it the backlog of information, that takes time. So it would make sense that Rio really doesn't have breaking news. Like, this just happened, it's hot in the streets, it's available. That makes sense, and I understand. It does take a while to get the data, manipulate it, and have it ready to go into an AI, and then have the AI learn what's good to make that something that is customer facing for us. So, okay, thank you for telling us the limitations. We appreciate the honesty. Number two, Rio doesn't remember which articles you've already listened to or the questions you've asked before. Fair enough. Okay, so if you are using this on an ongoing basis, Rio ain't got no memory. So, you know how when you say, how long have you been married to the friend? And she looks at her husband and her husband goes, Rio does that. Rio is experimental, and during periods of high traffic, it can fail. If that happens, try again. We promise it'll be worth it. I appreciate them kind of saying that up front. A lot of times when you get into a new app, they're just testing out some functionality. And so things aren't always going to work, but letting us know, setting that expectation, you may break a thing or two. It's not your fault. It makes me feel kind of good. Okay, thank you. Let's grab the first thing I wanted to learn about. And looking about a couple of these, it does look like it doesn't necessarily have to be a question. So I'm just going to type in, what is the impact AI will have on the labor market? I want to know. Okay, we're getting a personalized episode created just for us, just for us. Oh my goodness. Are you excited? Because I am. Okay. Oh, okay. Our episode also comes with a summary. Oh no, I think it crashed. Yeah, it crashed. Okay. It says Rio is hard at work creating bespoke episodes for other curious users. Try again later. Hmm. Okay. Let me try the second one.
I understand that, maybe you're not able to create the episode right then and there, and maybe we crashed. But what I'd love to see is like, hey, you're putting a cue, you know, you're putting a cue.
Hi Wondersphere, I am Rio, your AI-powered host on Curio.
Oh my gosh.
The 2023 Writers Guild.
Pause here. The voice is amazing. Usually you get that really robotic voice. This voice sounds a little human. It said my name, and then it actually said, hey, it's Rio, so it feels a little bit more personal. I am I I am already just like, I'm not mad anymore. You're right. It was worth the wait. How rude of me. How rude of me to be impatient. Thank you. Thank you for already impressed. Let's keep going.
This has made it more difficult for the film industry to create cultural icons while the cost of producing shows remains high. The ongoing labor disputes within the entertainment industry.
What I assumed was that the first little kind of intro might be similar to the summary. Totally different. The summary at the top, let's just read it together. But I was kind of reading it as I was listening, thinking that they might be the same thing. They are not. The summary says, the Writers Guild of America initiated a strike in May 2023. So when I said it was a month ago, it's like barely a month ago. The Writers Guild of America initiated a strike in May 2023 to protest against changes to the entertainment industry caused by streaming services, as well as issues concerning pay and conditions for writers. The strike has been the first of its kind in 15 years. Other unions representing actors and directors are due to negotiate with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers in the coming weeks. That was a mouthful. Although it is likely that any resolution will not be achieved until August due to the complexity of the situation, the 2007 writer strike cost LA an estimated $2.5 billion, demonstrating the potential economic impact of the current dispute. Okay. The summary really catches me up to date and just reminds me of what happened, because I'm going to be honest, since May, when it started to now, I didn't remember all of the issues. My memory is terrible, but was really good to kind of just catch me up, give me a good reminder. Looking through, what I really like about this is it's telling you where it gets the information from. It's not just slapping a paragraph and you got to hope it's right. It's saying like, hey, we got this information from I'm assuming that's The Economist. And then we got this one from Bloomberg. And so I'm assuming what I heard was the introduction. Next, we'll hear number one, then we'll hear number two, and then some sort of conclusion. The intro said listen for the next 15 minutes. The two pieces that I'm looking at here are 12 minutes, and then I'm assuming the conclusion will probably be another 3. So that's pretty cool. This was put together in like, I don't know, was it a minute? Was it 30 seconds? Enough for me to get mildly frustrated. But now that my expectation is set, it would have been nice to tell me on the front end, this might take 60 seconds so that I wouldn't feel the need to be like, what's going on? My timer, I got somewhere to go. I have nowhere to go. Okay, let's keep going.
You're listening to The Economist on Curio.
What's The Economist?
You cannot see the Hollywood sign from the picket.
Oh, this is like legit. The Economist put this up somewhere. So it seems like the AI is pulling relevant information and putting it in front of me based on what I've asked it. So it's not that I have to watch a 60-minute Economist segment or listen to a year worth of how dramatic, a year. I don't have to listen to a whole ton of like Economist episodes and podcasts and read a ton of Economist articles and get a newsletter. I can just say, here's what I want to know about right now, and it'll give me the relevant bits of information. So that's pretty cool. I was expecting to hear Rio the whole time, so I am surprised to be hearing new voices, but I get it.
Line outside Netflix's compound on Sunset Boulevard. It is obscured by an office tower with a busty advertisement for a Bridgerton spin-off splashed on the wall.
I love this. Okay, the one beautiful thing about this versus a regular podcast, I mean, when you listen to the words used by actual journalists, oh, like just I have a visual. It's talking about the writer standing in front of Netflix, talking about the busty advertisement for Bridgerton. If you haven't seen the latest Queen Charlotte on Bridgerton, it is hot, it is heavy, it is sexy, it's all the things. And because of the way that the words that were used in just such a short sentence there, I have a phenomenal visual of what's happening. You don't really get that with a podcast. When people are speaking in a podcast, it's very friendly, conversational. I'll ask you some questions, you answer them. They're interviewing someone specific, they have their like bullet points, they're not weaving together an impactful sentence. And that's what you really get out of actual journalism. Every word is placed in a way that's just, it's meant to convey something in a short amount of time.
The main cause of the turmoil is streaming. Its fire hose of content keeps people at home rather than going to the multiplex. With studios and streamers under the same roof, what used to be a value business driven by hits has turned into a volume business driven by subscriptions.
Okay, I'm going to pause here. I am thoroughly impressed. I am sure the rest of it is phenomenal. I'm going to pause here because I can't just show you guys the whole, Curio. We've tested it. What I am thinking is probably my last question was very large and broad and may have returned a lot of hits, and that could be what crashed the AI. This second question about the writer strike was very small, very specific, and also focused on a single event. When I was asking about AI and its impacts on the labor market, I can see how that would explode because it's going to have impacts on a lot of different industries. It'll have impact in tech. It'll have impact in transportation, creative industries, writing, art, all types of things. There will be some type of change from AI, and I'm pretty sure what could have happened was it returned way too many things that the AI could have been running for a little bit too long, and that could have been what crashed it. So wow, I'm blown away. Definitely gonna use this. Oh my gosh, how cool is this? Way cooler than I thought. It was cool when I read the initial articles, but also, gosh, it's way cooler than that. Alrighty, thank you so much for joining. I'm so glad we got to review a super cool AI today. Great time. Curio team bowing down to not only your use of AI, but being able to create something phenomenal with it. Not just like something that sounds cool, but execution wasn't there. Execution through the roof. We are impressed. We're excited and we thank you. Alrighty, have a great day. Peace.